Life is not easy for any of us. We must have perseverance and, above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained. On this note, we would like to welcome our very special guest on streaming, a gifted and talented personality, Mitakshara Kumar. So we
Thank you
welcome
for having me.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I would like to give your introduction. So Mitakshara ma'am is an Indian director and filmmaker who graduated in economics from Lady Shri Ram College for Women. And after her graduation, she went on to pursue her direction from FTII Pune. She started her career as an assistant director, and she has worked with the great directors like Sanjay Leela Bhansali and Rohan Sippy. And last year, she made her directorial debut with the super hit period drama The Empire. And she has also produced an international feature length American documentary. So we are so honored to have you with us on our show today, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for gracing your presence, ma'am. I just want to know, like, how was your childhood and growing up in Meerut, UP? What is that you still carry from those beautiful days?
So I was born in Meerut, but my childhood has been spent in Noida, where my parents still live. They still live in Noida. Meerut हम लोग बहुत जाते थे because मेरे दादा दादी वहीं पे रहते थे. They settled down in Meerut. So I mean, I think home is always special. Growing up, Noida was not what it is now. बहुत ही मतलब तब तो लगता था हम कहाँ जंगल में रहते हैं. पर आज उस जंगल की अहमियत समझ आती है जब आसपास इतनी ग्रीनरी कम होती जा रही है. एवरीथिंग, देयर इज मेट्रोस, देयर इज हाईवेज. ऑफ कोर्स इट इज वेरी गुड फॉर द पीपल हु आर लिविंग देयर एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट एंड फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट. बट जो एक वो सिंप्लिसिटी ऑफ लाइफ थी वो चली गई है, व्हिच आई मिस. It's very easy to sit here and say, oh, I miss that, but I know it's important for people to move on also and move ahead in life, so I'm very glad for that. And what I carry, I mean, what I am today is because of my childhood. I can't pinpoint a certain thing and say that I carry this, because it's a feeling, right? It's what that has given me, my personality, my memories, all of that has shaped me up, has come from that childhood. हम लोग रोज और बहुत सेफ हुआ करता था उस टाइम. I still remember me and my sister used to go every evening. हम लोग दूध लेने जाते थे. तो तब mother dairy and all was still, मतलब it was there, but you know, like especially North India, the concept of getting fresh milk was a very very big thing. So evening walk के लिए, मैं 6 साल की थी, मेरी बहन 4 साल की थी, हम लोग डोलची लेके जाया करते थे. बूढ़े बाबा हम उनको बोलते थे, जिनकी वहां गौशाला वगैरह थी, तो हम वहां से दूध वूध लेने जाते थे. I don't think a girl can do that anymore. It's very sad. A 6-year-old and a 4-year-old girl walking 2 kilometers to get milk for the house. Sadly, you can't do any of that anymore. So I think it has been a very free-spirited childhood, and I wish that upon all girls and all children actually, जो बहुत मुश्किल हो गया आज के ज़माने में. So I think I've become what I am because of those experiences. Our parents and everyone let us do those things. So I think growing up with nature in a small town is a very beautiful experience.
Yes, ma'am, and I think वो childhood का जो essence था, like you said, free spirit, and I don't see that anymore. Like we are much younger than you, but I don't see that in our younger generation these days. So, ma'am, also in terms of your career choice, I would like to ask you this. So, you were an economics graduate, and when did you get this idea of becoming a director and filmmaker? Like, was it before your graduation, या आपको पढ़ते हुए ऐसा लगा, या फिर उसके बाद, या बचपन से था?
जिस दिन मेरे को लगा कि मैं इकोनॉमिक्स में बहुत खराब हूँ, उस दिन मैंने सोचा कि मैं कुछ और करूंगी. So no. So on a serious note, I was very fond of economics in school, and I was like, बहुत अच्छा है, यही करेंगे हम ग्रेजुएशन में. लेकिन ग्रेजुएशन बहुत अलग होती है, एंड दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से it's very tough. So first year में मैं समझ गई थी कि मेरे लिए नहीं है. I actually wanted to do many things. छोटी थी तो मेरे को एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना था, फिर मुझे फाइटर पायलट बनना था, फिर उसके बाद मेरे को जब थोड़ी समझ आने लगी पैसे कमाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, तब मेरे को लगा कि इकोनॉमिक्स ऑनर्स करके वर्ल्ड बैंक ज्वाइन करेंगे, बाहर जाके पढ़ाई करेंगे. बट फर्स्ट ईयर में समझ आ गया कि मेरे बस की नहीं है. तो बिना पढ़े लिखे मैं जितना पास हो गई. दैट वाज द एंड ऑफ एजुकेशन फॉर मी. दो आई डोंट मैं प्रचार नहीं कर रही उस बात का. लेकिन मैंने कॉलेज में ना ड्रामेटिक स्टार्ट किया था. सो लेडी श्री राम कॉलेज का ड्रामसॉक है, ड्रामेटिक सोसाइटी. इट्स वेरी फेमस विद इन DU. सो वी यूज्ड टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ स्टेज प्लेज एंड स्ट्रीट प्लेज. तो फर्स्ट ईयर में मैंने एक्ट किया स्टेज प्लेज में. सेकेंड ईयर में मैंने फर्स्ट ईयर में स्ट्रीट प्ले में किया, सेकेंड ईयर में स्टेज प्ले में किया. थर्ड ईयर में जो थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं वो डायरेक्ट करते हैं. सो आई गॉट टू डायरेक्ट द स्ट्रीट प्ले. And we traveled with that street play all over India. Bits पिलानी गए, IIT बॉम्बे का जो होता है फेस्टिवल वहां गए, within DU festival, and we won at many places. So I mean, of course, winning was not कि हम जीत गए तो मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ, but just creating that street play gave me. I mean, I don't think मेरे को पता था मैं क्या करना चाहती हूँ. मेरी बहनें मुझे बोलती है कि मैं बचपन से ही ड्रामा हूँ, बट मेरे को पता नहीं था कि मैं क्यों ड्रामा करती हूँ. बट जब मेरे को ये मौका मिला करने का और ये डायरेक्ट करने का, एक्टिंग मैंने फर्स्ट 2 years में कॉलेज में किया. आई वाज लाइक हाँ ठीक है. बट जब मैंने डायरेक्ट किया थर्ड ईयर में, आई फेल्ट दिस इज माय कॉलिंग. एंड देन देयर वाज अ टीचर, शी वाज माय इकोनॉमिक्स टीचर. शी टोल्ड मी कि आप क्या करना चाहते हो. तो मैंने बोला मेरे को ड्रामेटिक्स करना है. फिल्म मेकिंग तब तक मेरे प्लान्स में नहीं था. आई सेड मुझे ड्रामेटिक्स करना है और मैं शायद NSD ज्वाइन करना चाहती हूँ. So she said कि NSD, I think being a teacher, you know, they're more practical. She was like, you know, बहुत struggle होता है थिएटर में, तुम फिल्म्स क्यों नहीं ट्राई करती हो. तो मैंने बोला चलो ठीक है, I parked that thought. And then I saw Devdas. Devdas is the film that turned everything around for me, and I was like, this is what I want to do. तो मैंने FTI में अप्लाई कर दिया. मेरे पापा ने मुझसे बात नहीं की 2 महीने कि मतलब MBA करने वाली थी लड़की, सच एन इंटेलिजेंट गर्ल, FTI का रिटन एग्जाम देकर आ गई है बिना किसी को बताए. माय मॉम न्यू, माय डैड वाज वेरी अपसेट. एंड मेरा बहुत ही खराब गया था रिटन एग्जाम. सो माय डैड सेड अब व्हाट विल यू डू. आई सेड अगले साल फिर से दूंगी. तो ही सेड बैठी रहोगी तुम घर पे 1 साल. आई सेड हाँ मुझे यही करना है. बट लकीली मेरा रिटन भी क्लियर हो गया, मेरा इंटरव्यू भी क्लियर हो गया. आई गॉट थ्रू FTI एंड दैट वाज द स्टार्ट ऑफ इट.
That's so good to know. You know, first of all, we should understand what we are made for.
Yeah.
And you were able to recognize that this is not giving me that happiness and freedom completely. So I think we all should take that understanding to know what we really need. And ma'am,
Absolutely.
I really want to know like who are the women in your life who have been a source of inspiration for you?
I've been very lucky to have been surrounded by a lot of strong women. My mother, my sisters, family में तो ये हैं. But somebody I really want to dedicate what I am to is my Masi. So she never got married for whatever reasons, and both my parents were working parents. She was also a working woman, but she's the one who actually brought us up. So the sense, the true meaning of service, devotion, dedication, and really living your life for somebody else, मैंने किसी में नहीं देखा है जो मैंने अपनी मासी में देखा था. She's not with us anymore. She passed away in 2002. But I don't think there is anybody more inspiring than that woman, because she just lived her life for other people. She struggled. I have seen her struggle, but she was always smiling. She was always happy. And I wish she was alive to see me doing these things today. So she was like the biggest inspiration in my life. But apart from that, yes, my mom, who was a banker, now she's retired. Both my sisters, you know, like it's a very strong female unit that I have around me. Aunts, cousins, बहुत सारी लड़कियां हैं हमारी फैमिली में. And everybody is very, very strong, very, very powerful. I see my cousins taking care of their parents. I mean, inspiration doesn't always have to be just professional, right?
True,
For
that's
me,
what.
yeah, inspirational is more, I find these people inspiring in the way they live their lives, the way they take care of people around them, and they have their careers, and they are very career oriented, yet they are so loving and kind. So all these women, but especially Usha Masi.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, in your personal life, you have said that you've been inspired by all these women. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, I would like to now ask you about your work. So, in your directorial debut show, that is The Empire, so we have seen strong women characters like Khanzada Begum and Ehsan Daulat. And generally, when we see these period dramas, we do not get to see such strong women characters taking the leading role in terms of, or their perspective, the story from their perspective. Mostly kings or male perspective is highlighted in such period dramas. So, ma'am, was there any kind of influence of you being a women director in showing these strong women characters, or was there any influence from your personal experiences on this?
Consciously तो शायद उतना नहीं था, but I think when you start writing, because I also wrote it, Bhavani is also a woman. She had written the initial drafts of it, and then me and Nikhil had worked on it. I have to give credit to Nikhil Advani for this because he was very clear that the women have to shine. And then being a woman, kya hota hai, when we write and when we direct, inherently you see characters in a certain way. Sadly, a lot of men write women the way they think women should be. And they don't know, they try their best. Some of them have succeeded in making good female characters, maybe in Imtiaz Ali. But I think मैंने ज्यादा सोचा नहीं, but जैसे मैं हूँ, मैंने अपना ही थोड़ा सा, और जिन औरतों को मैंने अपने लाइफ में देखा है, I have just picked up from experiences and put it in there. If I was, I mean, I'm not Khanzada, I'm not Ehsan, I'm not Maham, or even Gulrukh for that matter. I'm not any of them, but if I had to put myself in similar situations in today's times, how would I react? How would I behave? And that's how I think we dealt with it. अब आप लोग बोल रहे हो कि विमेन कैरेक्टर बहुत स्ट्रांग है, हो सकता है कोई आदमी उठ के बोले कि आपने आदमी का कैरेक्टर गलत लिखा है क्योंकि आप एक औरत हो, तो वो भी हो सकता है, बोलने को कोई बोल सकता है. But Nikhil was very clear that it has to have a female voice, and I'm very thankful to him for that. They were the ones who got me on board also, because they wanted this story to be told from a different lens. They could have gone to any male director. Nikhil could have directed the whole show himself. He's very capable of doing that. But they gave this chance to a newcomer, a woman and a first-time director. So I'm very, very, I think he's a big flag bearer of women's equality more than I am probably.
Yeah, ma'am. And it's really good to watch a story from both the perspective, like a female and male. It's nothing you have not shown the male characters or something. They are there, but it's good to see the other part. So that's what it really made us, to love it more. I'm sure it might have happened to all the audience, and it was amazing.
So.
It is, ma'am. So, ma'am, which was the most challenging sequence to direct for you in The Empire?
That was, sorry, you have, sorry.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Like, which was the most challenging sequence for you?
Shebani's death.
Okay.
So that's in episode 5. See, honestly, I'll be lying if I say that everything was easy. For me, it was a challenge every day, because
right.
I used to go in there questioning myself every day कि मैं आज ये scene कैसे अलग कर पाऊंगी? Do I have it in me to do this differently? What more can I give of myself? And I think that's where every creator's struggle is, and every creator's moments of magic is. So every scene was difficult, but the most difficult, and I was asking my sister in the morning, because she worked with me, she was my chief AD on the show, and I was asking her कि यार मतलब बहुत कुछ difficult था, but war was not the most difficult for me. What do you think was the most difficult? Because she was there through the shoot. And she told me, she said, wasn't it Shebani's death? And I was like, yeah, because we shot it over 5 days. and I was very particular about the way I wanted that scene to happen. उसमें pre-sunrise है, sunrise होते हुए भी है, and then post-sunrise है. In terms of visual, वो है. In terms of emotion, it goes from actually a very quiet, mellow scene into an action scene, into betrayal. There were so many emotions that had to be showed in one scene, and there were two characters. So technically we had a lot of, because we only shot it early morning and evening. Over 5 twilights we shot the scene. And for the actors to, continue that emotional graph, कि एक close-up सुबह में लिया, फिर अगला close-up शाम में लिया, फिर दूसरे का close-up अगली सुबह लिया. So hats off to the actors also for, staying in that moment. It was very, very difficult. उसमें बाद में action वाला VFX बहुत heavy था, because we actually shot it in Maharashtra. तो नीचे हमको विंटर दिखाना था, तो नीचे हम लोगों ने सैंड बिछाया, फिर उसके पीछे VFX प्लेट्स आए बहुत सारे. You can't tell that it's been shot in Maharashtra. So technically it was very difficult. Emotionally, as a maker, it was very, very difficult to bring that out of my actors, and they were great in it as a whole team. Yeah, that was the most challenging sequence. It was very close to my heart also, that sequence.
Ma'am, I think that was the most beautiful scene, though it was a dead scene. I shouldn't say like that, but no, in terms of emotional graph, like you said, and I could feel that scene myself, and I'm sure that even the audience felt that scene to be, the most beautiful one in terms of connecting to the heart. So, ma'am, that was a wonderful, show overall, not just that particular sequence. And, ma'am, you have already worked on, these kind of productions like period dramas, historical stories, and larger than life, I would say production. So, ma'am, what kind of stories or productions you would like to work in future? The similar kind or something different?
Honestly, I enjoy doing period dramas because उसमें इतना scale होता है, मेरे को बहुत कुछ करने का मौका मिलता है. But what I actually am drawn to are more real human relationships. So वो actually किसी में भी हो सकता है, comedy भी हो सकता है, thriller भी हो सकता है, but human relationship dramas are what I really, really want to do. That is what I love. Zoya Akhtar films. I really love Shakun Batra as a director. So that zone and that genre. Woody Allen मेरे बहुत favorite director हैं. Wes Anderson, जो कि थोड़ा larger than life करते हैं. But all these simpler relationship dramas, that's what I really want to do.
For sure, ma'am. We'll wait for you to direct them.
Yeah.
For sure, it will happen, ma'am. So the mindset of people is still limited in terms of the choice of career, which becomes challenging for girls who want to pursue different things. What kind of advice would you like to give to such girls with regards to breaking the shackles?
I think the only thing I can say is forget that you have to break any shackles. Just follow your heart. Do not go chasing anything because you have to prove something. Whatever makes you happy. Don't idolize people. Get inspired. And do what you feel is right. I mean, of course, I really have to say, personally, I'm very, very thankful to come from a family that really supported me. Like my parents really, really supported me. They're so proud of me today, and they're my best friends. And coming from a UP family, you know how North Indian families can be, like हमारे family में IAS officers हैं और doctors हैं और engineers हैं. उसमें suddenly एक लड़की जिससे आपने MBA expect किया था वो जाके पिक्चरों में. Of course, my parents had to hear things from relatives कि ये कौन सी field होती है. And like thankfully now people from everywhere are coming into this field, but any field, it can be any field, as long as your heart is in it, just go for it. Do not hurt people around you. Do not hurt your loved ones. It's great if they are with you. And don't go out to prove anything. Be yourself, follow your heart, do what you love, and great things happen.
That's a great takeaway from you, ma'am. Follow your heart without proving something, you know.
Yeah.
It's simple words, but it's difficult. I can say that, you know, it's so deep, like to understand, but that's really, I'm sure everyone who is watching will be inspired. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences and thoughts with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Really means a lot. And great what you guys are doing, two women doing this. It's very, very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your show, now your personal story, your journey, you know, now we got to know a lot about you. So, you know, that is even more inspiring for us than just your work. And you are such a beautiful person, I would like to say.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, ma'am, for, you know, reminding us that we need to follow our heart and be happy doing what we are doing, because that's the true purpose of life.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so
So,
much.
ma'am, all the best, all our prayers, and all
Thank
our
you.
love
Thank
for
you.
your
Thank
healthy
you.
life and amazing work. You keep
Thank you
doing
so
it.
much.